After massive fire at famous Civil Rights Center, officials found a white power symbol nearby. All right, so what happened here? After a fire burned down the main building of a storied civil rights center in Tennessee last week, the center's organization has said that a symbol associated with the white power movement was found in the parking lot next to the rubble of the building. The Highland Center, which hosted civil rights figures including the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr., Rosa Parks, and Stokely Carmichael in the 1950s and 60s, made the disclosure on its Facebook page Tuesday. No one was injured, but the fire destroyed the office, which housed what the center said was decades' worth of historical documents. Oh, that sucks. Speeches, artifacts, and other memorabilia from its history, including the era of the civil rights movement. The Wisconsin Historical Society, which is the center's official archivist, said that a majority of its archives are safe. Well, that's good. That's good. It really sucks that they lost some significant stuff, but it's good that a lot of the archives are still safe. That's good. This still is horrible. Obviously, this is atrocious news, but that's good that at least some of the archives are safe. And the other good thing here, to try to look at the positive, nobody got hurt. That's the most important things. Materials are still materials. Even those which have historical and sentimental value, they are still things compared to human beings. You know what I mean? It still sucks a lot, but it's more important nobody got hurt. So, that's my way of trying to insert a little optimism. But all right, let's go on and see more what happened. We do not know the names of the culprits. We know that the white power movement has been increasing and consolidating power across the South, across this nation, and globally. So the center, which consists of about 10 buildings on a 200-acre campus in Newmarket, 20 miles east of Knoxville, was the site of a blaze that started early Friday morning. By 6 a.m., the center's main office building was engulfed in flames. The fire is being investigated by the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, and state fire investigators. Its origin has not been determined. Jefferson County Sheriff Jeff Coffey. His name's Jeff, and it's Jefferson County. There's so many tongue twisters just naturally in the news. I think they do that on purpose. They're like, we don't want YouTubers reading this shit. We're going to throw some tongue twisters in there to get them. All right, Jefferson County Sheriff Jeff Coffey, who did not return a request for comment, told the Knoxville News Sentinel that the graffiti was a hashtag-like symbol discovered at the scene Friday. It's not a traditional throw-it-in-your-face symbol that you would immediately recognize, Coffey told the newspaper, but it has been used by individuals in the past. We have seen this symbol associated with different groups. My name is Jeff. I work in Jefferson, and I start my morning with coffee. By the way, what's my last name? Coffee. I'm sure I might be mispronouncing the dude's name. But that'd be cool. He's like, hey, you know me, Jeff. Huh? See what I did there? See, Jeff. All right. So I bumped the mic there. I apologize. All right. So they're talking about this symbol. Chelsea Fuller, a spokeswoman for Highlander, told the Associated Press that the symbol looks like a tic-tac-toe board. All right, so I think there's a picture of this symbol. Let's go ahead and show it. And I hope that... All right, so this is the symbol in question right here. That's the symbol in question. So it kind of looks like a hashtag. My borders, my choice. Wow. That, and this person screwed up their swastika. They screwed up drawing a swastika. That I wonder if they met. I wonder if the White Power meetup got together and was like, whose job was it to do the swastika? You forgot the other line. You missed it. Ah. So that looks like a screwed up tic-tac-toe board. And I guess that, those are the symbols that they found there. So I mean, it's very likely a white supremacist group was behind this. I mean, that's, more than likely the cause. They don't know the exact source of it yet, but based on everything they found there, yeah, we could safely conclude they're behind this. And I love Knoxville as a town, and as I'm reading this article, which, this is Get Your News On with Ron, I'm reading this for the first time. This is my first time hearing that this happened. And as I'm reading this article, I'm picturing Knoxville in my head. I'm picturing what a cool city it is, and I'm thinking about the people I know that live there. And when you go to places like that, I'm one of those people. I have a lot of love in my heart for this country as a whole. I really do. I've traveled extensively for the better part of a decade at this point, and the more I travel around the country, the more optimistic I become. It's had that effect on me, because I realize, we're not as different as the media tells us we are. We're not as, we just get these polarizing messages on a daily basis. And we feed on that. And it's not anybody's fault, per se. I mean, it's the fault of our horrible media system, and it's kind of a reflection on, we're just such a big country, and in many ways still a new experiment as we know it. And I say as we know it because, we didn't find the United States. There were people here first. And, what we did was terrible. But the experiment, as far as we know it and have been, we're part of it. We were all born into it. And, when I travel around, I realize we're not as different as we're told. And there are amazing pockets everywhere throughout this country where you'll find open-minded people, where you'll find compelling and interesting people. And that's why, the Progressive Comedy Tour, Graham Elwood and I, we're trying to go everywhere. We did a show in Mississippi. We are trying to go to as many places in this country as we can, doing one region at a time. And we're going to Texas next. We're not just hanging out in the blue states. We're going all over the place. And so my reason for bringing this up is it's really hard to see when I've been to Knoxville a lot, and I know a lot of great people there, and they're trying to make it better. They want to really make their Tennessee town great. And then you hear about stuff like this, and it just really sucks. And you really think, man, it's and I know what it feels like to kind of live in a blue dot in a red sea, so to speak. I do know what that feels like, and how it feels. And I know a lot of you experience this too. I know a lot of you live in different places all over the country, all over the world even. You need to be reminded that you're not alone a lot of the time. You need to be reminded that there's other people that want the same things as you, that think the same as you, that just want a more, that just want a decent society for everybody. And then hateful things like this happen. And, there's a certain, it's kind of a punch in the gut. And the thing to remember is that something like this can happen anywhere. It can, I live in Los Angeles. There's a big problem with white supremacy here. There's a big problem with that in Los Angeles. There always has been. Los Angeles is such a huge place. You're gonna get a little bit of everything, the good and the very bad. So, but when it happens in a place that's a little more, hey, we're really trying. A place like Tennessee that's is not, certainly not known as a progressive utopia by any means. It's just a big punch in the gut. It's a big punch in the gut, but the upside of that is it's also it's a reminder to keep trying. And I personally was at a point where a couple years ago I thought I was likely going to live in Nashville for the rest of my life, due to my personal life at the time. I kind of thought I'm going to be living in Nashville forever, and I was okay with that. I liked it there. I was happy there. And I thought, I really want to try to make this a better place. Nashville was becoming more like Austin. It still is, as far as, politically. It was getting, more and more to the left. And I really wanted to, be part of that and, push Nashville left and really make it a... It's already a wonderful city. It always has been. But, to try to do my little part to make it even better. And... whenever you would get this reminder that you're still kind of in a sea of red and still, the like-minded folks are out there. There's a lot of good people out there, and there's a lot of people that want to hear your ideas, but you still got a long way to go because there's a lot of muck to get through. If we had a different media in this country, our conversations would be so different. They'd be so different. I know I hark on that theme a lot, but it's because it's an issue that I've studied for years, and just we'd be having such a different conversation, just such a crazy different conversation. So let's see if there's anything more of the article. I know I got a little sidetracked there. So they found these white supremacist symbols. White supremacist groups have made incursions into Tennessee, according to the Institute for Research and Education on Human Rights, which tracks hate groups. A rock on the campus of the University of Tennessee in Knoxville, where students are encouraged to paint, has been defaced by white supremacist graffiti multiple times in recent years. In early 2018, the rock was painted with hate symbols. So that was the rock on campus. The state has been the target for several white supremacist rallies. It makes it even tougher when it's a rock that's meant for expression and creativity in an institute of higher learning, and then it's defaced by something awful like that. And that hurts the student body, it hurts the city, it hurts the state, it hurts the country, really, So this sucks. I hope they find those responsible. And it really sucks that some important pieces of history were lost. But to end on something somewhat uplifting, the most important thing is nobody got hurt. No one got hurt. That's huge. So, all right. Wishing you all the best, Knoxville, through this difficult time. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and